Hey, good morning everybody. Let's talk some real estate. Been thinking about this video now because I have seen in the last week probably 4 or 5 videos, real estate related obviously, and I don't want to say they were misleading. I'm going to say they needed a little bit better factual content. And to my point, agents left and right saying, I have a fiduciary interest in my customer. I have a fiduciary interest in my customer. Where are you at? What state? Because that's not necessarily applicable to everybody. So if you've never watched my videos before, my name is Roy Caballo. I'm a broker owner here in Florida, right? So that's the only thing I speak to is Florida, and I like to try to put that on my videos so that everybody understands what I talk about is relative to us here in the Sunshine State. I can't speak to other states. But going back to my previous point, I've seen lots of folks that are putting out videos that are saying, I have a fiduciary interest. Not in Florida, you don't. And I know there's still a ton of people out there that are fact checker crazy. So just let me put this to bed for you real quick, real easy. Because what I did is I went ahead and got the Florida statute ready, so I could tell you where I'm getting my information from so you can go look for it yourself. Florida Statute 475.01. And I'm not a real estate attorney. I don't profess to be one. If you want, I'll give you my real estate attorney's information or a couple of others. I know 2-3 great real estate attorneys. So have at it. I'm just going to read to you exactly what it says in the Florida Statute. Florida Statute 475.01. Subparagraph F, fiduciary. Right? Fiduciary means a broker in a relationship of trust, a broker in a relationship of trust and confidence between that broker as agent and or seller or buyer as principal. And I'm not going to read the entire paragraph, right? Acting, keywords in that, acting in a relationship of trust and confidence. So we have to define fiduciary first. And then if you go further down into the statute, it talks about subparagraph K. Single agent means a broker who represents as a fiduciary either the buyer, the seller, or both. Either the buyer or seller, but not both in the same transaction. And then if you go just a little bit further down below that, subparagraph L, transaction broker. That's what we are here in Florida by default. We're transaction brokers. Right? We have single agency, we have transaction brokers, and we have no brokerage representation. That's what we have in Florida. Right? By default, in Florida, you're a transaction broker. Right? And it's Florida law. It's not me. It says right here, transaction broker means a broker who provides limited representation, keywords, limited representation, to a buyer or a seller, or both, in a real estate transaction, but does not represent either in a fiduciary capacity or as a single agent. I just need to get that part out there. And it's pretty clear. It's in subparagraph L, 475.01. I'm not a real estate attorney. I'll send you mine. I'm pretty sure she's going to tell you the same thing. In the state of Florida, you don't have a fiduciary relationship unless you're in a single agency. You're not in a single agency unless you have signed a document that says you're in a single agency. And I think where some of my concern comes in is that I work with a lot of new agents. I love working with new agents. And new agents are the easiest ones to confuse. And especially when they're with a broker who doesn't sit down, doesn't explain things to them. If your verbiage can make things seem or imply that you're a single agent by the way you speak with your customers. So Are your customers' concerns, should they be primary? Maybe. Choose your words carefully. Because if you imply you're in a single agency and you're an agent, you might get yourself in a world of trouble. Just be careful with that. Florida has no brokerage relationship, transactional brokerage, transaction broker. That's by default in Florida. Limited representation, no fiduciary interest there. And single agency, which does carry a fiduciary interest. Had to get that off my chest. I'm just seeing so many videos, and the people aren't identifying, the YouTube content creators, whoever, they're TikTok, wherever the videos are at, they're not identifying where they're from. They're not being really thorough. Some real estate content creators are amazing, and others are not so amazing. So wanted to get that video out. Hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. Mother's Day was yesterday. My mom has been gone for several years, but still relish all the other mothers out there, especially the one I'm married to, and she's on her way home now. So got to get that off my chest. If you're interested in coming to a brokerage where a broker actually cares for you, where a broker will educate you, come on, give me a call. Let's see what I can do for you. All right, folks, it's Monday. I hope everybody has a great week. I hope everybody smashes it. Remember, communication is paramount in real estate. It is paramount in real estate. That's what's going to make or break you. Two things make you or break you in real estate. And it doesn't matter where you're at. What do you have up here and what do you have in here? That is what makes you a powerhouse in real estate. So give me a call, folks. I'm here. Hope everybody has a great week. Later.